Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of ABFM. Okay everyone, first of all, share the session, like the session and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Okay, now comes the point that we are discussing. Uh, we were discussing the victory series. This is a blend of all the specific modules, I would say. Individual module series is already done. For that, you can go through the YouTube. You will find the playlist for that as well. This is a victory series. Previously, we were having scholar series, which had individual chapters being done, individual chapters, individual modules. Now I'm covering all these things in a sequential manner. What I'm doing is currently we're dealing with module A altogether, all the different questions of module A mixed up, right? So let's quickly move on and talk about the questions now. Uh, okay. When we talk about the term management there, we were discussing the specific area of module A itself. So that's just the particular area that we're talking about. In the last class, I started with the area of organizing. So continuing with the organizing, and also we'll be doing some part of directing today as well as a part of staffing. What is the disadvantage of a centralized organization, everyone? Centralized organizations are basically those organizations where the central level has got everything. है ना मतलब the center decides what to do, how to do, when to do, by whom it should be done. And there's a lack of clarity in decision making process. No, there's only one person who's taking decisions, so then I don't think there would be a problem for sure, right? Next point is the area of greater responsiveness to external demands. For that you need teamwork, reduced control over strategic decisions, yeah, you can say that. Or limited opportunities for staff. Say the top level decides what to do, when to do, how to do, by whom it should be done. When they are doing all that, one particular thing that will happen is limit the staff participation. The staff is clearly told, you are not supposed to let me know what to do. I am the one who's deciding what to do. So technically, one particular pinching part is staff doesn't get the exposure, right? Which is bad for the staff for sure. Acha, in the decentralized organization, decision-making authority is what? It has the concentrated among the few top-level executives, distributed among various levels of management, exclusively held by lower-level employees or controlled by the external stakeholders. What's going to be the answer, everyone? What should be the answer according to you? Okay, we were talking about in the decentralized organizations, the decision-making process is a process which is related to the area of understanding the pros and cons of the things, looking forward to the detail of it, है ना? So that is decision making in a decentralized one. It was earlier, see, centralized is keeping all the past center. Center will decide what to do, how to do, who should do. All that part was in the center itself. Now, in this case, the particular scenario changes that in this case, the people are also a part of it. This is distributed among the various levels of management. Okay, here comes the next question. Which statement best describes the relationship between centralization and responsiveness in organizations? Centralized organizations tend to be more responsive. Decentralized are less responsive. Centralized enhances responsiveness to external factors, or decentralization leads to reduced responsiveness. Actually, decentralization would mean one particular thing, that the local needs are reduced a bit, because now local people do not get to participate in it a lot, because matlab, somehow it is based upon the organization point of view too much, that you take the decisions on your own, so you are working towards the goals of the organization first, and looking at people is less in this case and very less in centralization, because again center would first of all keep the company, and then they will talk about retaining the people only if a lot of people are leaving the organization. Then it becomes an alarming situation ki array, how many people are leaving the organization, probably we are not catering their needs. That is where the problem would arise. Next point. What is the benefit of decentralized management structure? Under decentralization, the power is not at the center. It is basically distributed among the various people. Once the power is distributed, the plus point of the entire system would be the distribution of power will give them peace. How does it give them peace? Slower decision-making process, limited capacity of the company expansion, importability to respond quickly, or diseased morale of employees. In this specific area, decentralized management structure, benefit of it would be what exactly? Decentralized matlab the power is distributed among the other people. So in this case, the answer is improved ability to respond quickly to opportunities. Okay, this would be their main aim. How does the decentralization contribute to the improvement in employee morale? By limiting the opportunities for advancement, by decreasing employee involvement in decision making, by giving for workers more say in decisions that affect them, or by reducing compensation for employees. When we talk about the decentralization, that contributes towards improvement in the employee morale. We're looking at this particular part. So decentralization would be helping them in terms of, see, if I leave the decision on you, you will look at the pros of it, you know, you will look at pros, you will look at cons, you will prepare a proper strategy. Once you're done with the preparation of the entire strategy, that is where you'll be done. This is what I need to do, correct? This is by limiting the opportunities of the for advancement, by decreasing employee involvement, by giving workers more say, or by reducing compensation. In this case, the point is you are giving more say to the people. You will think more and become a manager. How would you become a manager? Because now you're thinking about the pros and cons. Your decision making slowly and steadily will become better. Obviously, nobody will take the correct decisions in their lives. We will go wrong. We will go terribly wrong at times. But that's not something we look forward to, isn't it? What can lead to inconsistency in operations which within decentralized organizations? Increased coordination of activities, high levels of autonomy distributed throughout the organization, strong alignment of division managers' goals with the overall strategic goals, or reduced self-centered way of functioning. Inconsistency is basically, sometimes the decentralized organizations, the individual units that we create, they think about their work too much. They're like, we are the ones who are working. So basically they forget about the centralized. They are just working upon their organization. They're working. So that creates a major problem for them. And it does. The problem is when you are just focusing on yourself a lot, then you tend to ignore others there, which is one of the basic issues that happen. So in this case, one of the problems that arises is high levels of autonomy distributed throughout the organization. So not everybody is going to ask and is to be worried about the working altogether. No? They're going to be still be very relaxed and laid back about it, which is bad. What is the primary characteristic of line staff organization? Decentralized decision making, flexibility in managerial authority, clear division of labor and authority, or complex hierarchical structure. What's going to be the answer, everyone? What is the primary characteristic of line staff? Achha, this is staffing up. Line staff is pata hai, one of the oldest structures of staffing that exists in the market, or you can say in the entire organization structures. Line staff is the oldest form. This is not a part of staffing, actually this is a part of organizing only. There are different types of it. So when we talk about line staff, they have a clear division of labor and authority. The people who are going to be at the top and the people who are handling them, those people would be segregated on this basis. Done? Everybody sorted? Now let's move on to the next question. Which statement best describes leadership? How do we define leadership? Um, Leadership can be stated as the one who is influencing people. Even if they didn't want to work, they start working. Even if they felt that their things are not really going as per their thought process, they get the work done. Basically, when we talk about leadership now, leadership is basically a situation where we are putting people to work to that extent that they feel their importance in their working and all, right? Which statement best describes the leadership? Leadership refers to inherent characteristics such as intelligence and personality. Leadership is the process of inspiring others to work towards the common goal. Leadership is solely dependent on one's position within an organization, and leadership involves directing employees towards predetermined objectives. How do we define leadership? Leadership can be stated as something where we are in a position where we can affect other people. Now, the point is inspiring other people, affect other people, and basically, you are see, there are times where, okay, well, let's talk about Subhash Chandra Bose. When we talk about Mr. Subhash Chandra Bose, he was someone who had led the world in terms of, especially when you talk about, he had an influence not only in India but other countries as well, isn't it? Right? So he made people feel ki nahi, we need to work together. Not only this particular thing is there are other things as well. When we talk about the other freedom fighters, what was the reason that they were called leaders? Because these people became the reason that other people also became influenced by the thought process ki nahi, probably we are doing something wrong and India needs freedom, and there is something that we need to work upon it. So leadership is the process of inspiring others to work towards a common goal, है ना? Done, everyone? Done, everyone? Okay, now comes the next question. What does the effective leadership involve? Effective leadership is basically playing a very important role, because once you are being effective in terms of your leadership, one particular thing that will happen is leadership will change the identity of a person altogether, because if he was not willing to work, he will work. If he was not willing to do an extra part for him, he will start working. Shaping the behavior of the group to achieve the common goals. The imposing of one's own goals on the teams, following a single superior model of leadership, ignoring the human element within the group. That is what we look forward to. So when we talk about leadership, it is effective or not, that will be based upon shaping a behavior of the group. But then there are certain leaders which have changed the identity of their own organization. Think about it. If the leader says everybody be on time, and he's always late, what will happen? Over the period of time, people will think, Arey, he's never there to see us. Probably it would be cool if we come just before he's there. That is where the particular person is not being, I would say, punctual enough that he would affect his people. If he is putting in extra effort for the organization, his extra effort would be affecting people as well. Because when they see their growth, his growth going up in the company na, then he will feel ki, Arey, probably other people are getting the if matlab they will see feeling na, that with the particular dedication he has towards the organization, he's getting recognition. Probably the entire organization is recognizing people. Now that ideology where the people are little reluctant towards working in the organization, working hard becomes such a pain to them ki why should we work harder? All that ideology na, that goes away. Done? So that is the basic thing that will change the entire identity of every person. And that is what we need as well. Okay. Next point. Which trait is attributable to effective leaders? Dependence on one's position within the organization, they don't depend. Having a superior model of leadership, when you have to show your superiority, you are definitely not being a good leader. People should feel your aura that you are a senior. Combining individual efforts in the group setting or demonstrating intelligence and maturity. Basically, now in this case, the main point is demonstrating intelligence and maturity. As I said, your aura talks about it. If your aura is not strong enough where people cannot even find out who's the leader, that is bad for the person there. Why? Because that particular person is not having the authority enough and strong, I would say, the strong personality which would affect people to automatically follow him. Normally, the particular leaders are supposed to have a charisma which is so strong that people are attracted to them. You'll find a similar thing among the uh, actors as well. They have this particular thing. If you'll notice, na, they people tend to follow them. They get affected by their charm. That is one particular important point. Acha, which of the following leadership styles is an indication that a leader has confidence in the skills of his or her followers? Acha, now that what is he is actually thinking about? He thinks that, nay, if I'm doing something, let me ask my followers as well. I would like to discuss it with them. Even if he's taking the decisions on his own, there is nothing wrong in having a word with your people. For example, in an organization, if the top management talks about the calls the middle management ki sir, please come on, I need to have a word with you, that is participative, delegative, authoritarian, or transactional. Participative is keeping all the people into the line and asking them about their ideologies and their thoughts processes. Delegative is major part, core part I'm still keeping with myself. Remaining the part which I think is non-core for me, I can give it to my uh, subordinates. Authoritarian, it's only me who takes a decision. Nobody else can take the decision. For example, it happened in terms of Germany. Hitler, right? That's one of the basic people that we can talk about. He had an authoritarian rule where um, the entire country was bound to follow him. And transactional is basically once we are talking to each other, the overall development happens. That is transactional. Go with the flow, wali cheese. In this case, the correct answer would be participative, right? That would be participative. There are different types of leaderships, and every leadership has its own importance, and even timing matters, everyone. If sometimes the decisions has to be taken which are harsh, that has to be taken by the leaders only. Not in everybody has the particular part to do that particular thing, right? There are leaders who had mortgaged their own properties just to make sure that people who are working under them are paid properly. Now their personal assets are on stake because of the professional work they're doing. Now that part is something which can be done only by strong leaders, right? Now in this case, if people also agree to that point, people will run towards the organization goals. They will. Yeah. Okay. The next question, that is, uh, The factors that individual values and strives to accomplish are depending on. What does it depend upon? Whether or not the connections between means and ends are made clear, that the anticipation that the higher level of performance will be accomplished successfully as a result of increased efforts, their successful execution of the task is there. It is provided with the essential assistance in the form of training, direction, or basically training again. um okay, what's gonna be the answer, everyone? Individual. I think if I am trained enough in something now, I would always be in a better situation somehow. That is a personal thought process, because um if I think, number one, I should be trained enough for that, and secondly, if I feel that I'll get good results now, then I'll have a better work towards it, because if you see the goal coming up, you will rush towards it, otherwise you won't. So technically, can I say in this case the anticipation that the higher performance will be accomplished successfully as a result of increased efforts, then only I'll increase the efforts. If I feel कि अरे there's nothing will happen, then I don't really work upon it that way, right? Okay, so let's end the particular session here itself. But before I end my session, everyone, you can look forward towards our classes on our website or in our app for further details. The best thing would be, please download the app right away. It is better to utilize our app, as our app has multiple benefits. The notifications can be reached out to you very easily. You can check out the paid classes, free classes, there are PDFs, test series, everything becomes handy, just a click of your phone. है ना? So this is our CIIB June 2024. Everyone, the sale is going on. Please hurry up and enroll yourself in the courses. 81% discount is going on. It would be ending soon. So I would suggest you all go ahead and purchase it, as under Mahapack you get everything. Bilingual, correct. English medium included. Test series included. Revision batch included. Ebooks included. That means previous batches, current batches, upcoming batches of CIB, everything included for the next 1 year. And what's the price, everyone? The price would be 6499. And if you go through the app, then you will make it 81%. That's a huge discount that you will get. So I would suggest you all, please go ahead and check it out on our website, on our app for further details, and use the code Y541 and get 81% discount right away.